All right. How important do you think technology is to your child's learning environment?
I think that it's very important. It definitely enhances his, his motor skills, and definitely gets his, you know, at a young age. I think it gets, his brain, you know, definitely moving along. Not necessarily faster than somebody else, but it definitely has their motor skills really up to par.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I feel like it's very important because technology is something that our kids are going to use from the moment they wake up and they have their alarm set on their phone or on an iPad, from the moment they come to school and they keep going to college and work. Without technology, there's no company, no business that can run right now. And by they starting early, if I had the opportunity, I learned to use a computer when I was about 12 years old. My 5-year-old, my 3-year-olds, they can turn it on, they can turn it off, and they can type now, and they can do different things. So I think it is important to start now.
How often does your child play video games at home?
Video games,
We're not
rarely.
big on
We're not big on
games.
video games. We do have a Wii, but it's rarely is it
Couple
used.
times a
It's
year.
rarely used. They don't do video games, whether on the TV, on a console, or on a computer. They really don't do video games.
How important is your child's first school experience to you and your family?
To me, it extremely important because I think that their first school experience is pretty much going to pave the way for the remainder of their life, their careers. And to our luck, he's had a very very good experience so far. He's really into school. He does not enjoy weekends, and he can't wait to go back to school. He's always asking if there's school tomorrow. Is there school tomorrow? So.
Yeah, absolutely. Same with me. I mean, this is our second child going to school before actually starting elementary, preschool. But it really sets the stage for the future to see if it's going to be, besides the fact that he's learning a lot, he needed that social interaction and also to learn to follow orders from other adults other than us. So he knows how it works. The routine is very important to start the learning going forward.
What do you think are important technology tools that should be used in a classroom environment for your child's current grade level?
The universal device, obviously is a computer. So I guess, just getting familiar with the mouse, definitely, getting familiar with a keyboard to a certain extent. But obviously, in order for them to be familiar with the keyboard, they have to, first know all the numbers, all the letters. So that's going to be something difficult at their age. But I do think, getting familiar with the mouse, with the keyboard, just the basics will be important.
Yeah, I'm amazed at 4 years old when he started your program here at Short Star. That's when he first started using the computer. We have an iPad. Yeah, we had the phones, but actually, like he said, the universal device will be an actual desktop computer because in the future he's always going to need it. So I think it is important because when they finally go to elementary school, they're, like you said, in the mouth of success. I am actually curious to see the contrast in between Evan or your students here versus the kids that are home and they're just going to go to kindergarten straight.
What tech tools would you like to see him interact with in the future, later on in his academic development?
I mean, like with doing presentations, I think it's important that they learn how to use the projector, of course, the computer and the iPad. And the iPad just because it's you can take it everywhere to do any type of presentations with work, with school, with family. So the projector, having an iPad in the classroom so they can get familiar how to use it is great.
Yeah, also, like certain software like Microsoft Excel, PowerPoint, obviously at an age like them, they're not going to be familiar with that. But in the future, I think that's something that for every professional, whether in education or in the professional side of the house, that they are very very familiar with Microsoft products, so such as Word, Excel, as well as PowerPoint.
What role does technology currently play at home?
I mean,
A big one.
a big one. You know, we live in a society where we no longer, you know, depend, you know, on handwriting, you know, our stuff. You know, and something that's kind of like a fear to me, that in the future kids are not going to learn to write as well as kids did 10, 20 years ago, because we're resorting to technology. But I guess we just have to be careful how we use the technology and not forget about the other things. But at home, we do everything on technology, you know, whether it's on our phone or our tablets, you know, social media, everything, banking, everything is done, all certain types of communication, whether it's FaceTime, phone calls, emails, texting, everything is done
Yeah, we
via social
communicate.
media.
Yeah, for sure. We communicate with our family with technology, with our phones, with FaceTime. All the pictures that we take, we keep it digitally, pretty much. So videos, it will be with a phone, with an iPad, as well as games. I mean, we mentioned that we don't really do video games, but they do play some games on the iPad. And yeah, everything. Anything, any planning that we do, we use GPS.
Yeah.
Anything that we need to, we use the NES. So our lives is 80% technology.
Name some devices that are used on a daily basis by all family members.
Cell phone, smartwatch.
Yeah,
iPads.
smartwatch, cell phones.
Those three.
Our oldest daughter, she's 11, she's got a cell phone.
And that's still not even mentioning the kitchen appliances. Coffee machines that make the coffee for you these days.
Yeah, but yeah,
Instant pot.
each of our kids, they all have tablets. Each of them have iPads, so they're very familiar with them.
How does your child's teacher implement technology with classroom instruction and building the homeschool partnership?
We really like the homework that is sent home, which is divided by the days of the week. The
ABC,
the ABCs,
all the websites that you provide.
the websites that are provided. He enjoys that, getting on the computer and getting familiar with the letters, the read-alongs. Those are some assignments that he really enjoys.
I think you go above and beyond with that, because I'm not here in the classroom, but I can see how you give them the homework, but most of the time I don't have to tell him what to do. He tells me I already tried it in the classroom. So it's a continuing education type of strategy that I really enjoy. Not that I don't want to explain that to him. I don't have to study all the websites, and he really likes it. I am impressed on how much computer works you guys do. At the classroom, obviously, because the classroom work mirrors at home. When he comes home and he tells me, oh yeah, I know that website, and I pull it up and he knows what to do. And he learning the letters, the implementation of technology with learning, even though you guys still do some traditional activities, I think is great. Plus that screen that you have here makes it even better for them. So yesterday I volunteered here, and I got confused with the rotations because he explained the kids what to do in the computer in that projector. I thought the kids were using that. I'm like, what are we doing? And then he asked me to sign up all the little computers. He has 4 stations. And the kids, I didn't have to explain them what to do because they watch him first in the big screen, step by step, and then they did it. I thought it was great. They're 4 years old.
Since your child has started preschool, what progress have you seen with his ability to access technology?
He had access to technology prior to preschool, but now he's more. It seems like it's more normal to him. Like it's part of everyday life. Like it's just second nature.
Yeah, like for example, he never knew how to use the mouse, and now he has to, or the keypad, because he has only really been around an iPad. We have a desktop at home or a laptop, but he never really got into it. So that has been a little progress, and then also combining the learning with the technology.
Mommy,
has been great.
Thomas.
Yes, Thomas.
What are your thoughts about learning through virtual reality?
I have never experienced that, so
only like at amusement parks we have kind of try that because we don't have those video games now that is virtual reality. It's neat if the weather condition doesn't allow it and if it's gonna add to his education, but I don't think it should replace like field trips. Having said that, we were stationed in Guantanamo Bay, Cuba before here, and our daughter for 3 years, third, fourth grades, she didn't get to do any field trips to the zoo or to who gets to go to the Antarctic and actually look. So I think incorporate it in situations that you're not allowed to go and do the hands-on is great, because who's gonna get that exposure to go to a volcanic area when you study that? Only with that interactive program. That's what I see. Incorporating in addition of what you can do now. So they don't miss out.
In regards to technology, what changes would you like to see in your child's classroom?
I mean, I really wouldn't see any changes necessary. All the technology that is being used, it's probably more than what the average preschooler experiences on a daily basis in school. So, as far as what he's got going on now in the classroom, I think it's great, and I wouldn't need to see a change in it.
Yeah, I agree. This room is pretty neat for them because they have the best of both worlds, all the paperwork and all that. Having said that, because I have seen it at the library when I went with you for the field trip, they do have this nice table that the kids in separate location they can draw on it, and it's like an interactive. So there's always a little room of improvement. Of course, you have to have the budget for it. It will be like an iPad, but I bet you've seen those tables. Imagine having one station at least of those. I think you will benefit a lot from it. The classroom will benefit based on your current situation. Because a teacher that is only doing what it's the minimum, like just the paper, and then they come and bring that table, it wouldn't fit in. Here you have computers, you have iPad, you have the projector. So that will be like a great addition to your classroom. Something like that.